Today, I'm joined by Wafaa Powell, owner of Dancing Flavours and TEDx speaker who specialises in the importance of simple food shared while not ignoring the nutritional value, something I feel is very relevant and important for this channel. So welcome, Wafaa, and thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Thanks for inviting me.
It's a real pleasure. So let's just start off with a simple one. When and why did you decide to start your business, Dancing Flavours?
Well, it wasn't a conscious decision, put it this way. I started my business with teaching dancing. Then when the number of classes went down, I thought I must do something else because I cooked always food, Lebanese particularly food, because I'm Lebanese for my friends and because my husband doesn't like tasty food. So I thought I'll do a business. I'll go on and promote it, and it worked.
Fantastic. Congratulations. Your husband doesn't like your amazing cooking.
Well, he does like my cooking because he eats it, but not the Lebanese aspect of it because it's very tasty. He doesn't like tasty food.
What a shame. What a shame. Oh, that feels like a terrible waste to me.
Well, most of my friends feel sorry for me, but I don't. I feed other people.
Okay, so cooking Lebanese food obviously been a big success for you. There's a big demand for that. Why is that important to you? What parts of cooking this food is important to you?
Well, I'm a great believer in food as part of a culture. So our food, what we eat, is a culture on a plate. It transports all the elements of a culture, is the relationships, is how people eat, how people behave. And in the area in the southwest where we live is not too many people from Lebanon. And the food is nice. So I thought, why not make it part of, in a way, to put it in a clearer sentence, it helped me integrate in the community and it helped the community get to know more about me through the food.
Great. Oh, that's wonderful. And do you have a clear defining mission at Dancing Flavours, your business?
Absolutely. My mission is to bring back the joy of food. I think we have lost that. We eat just because we're rushing, we're always on the run, ready meals. I think it is a crisis. I believe it's a crisis in our modern days when it comes to food. And I like to think that most of what I do and all what I do, and that's how people feed to me when I cook with them or for them, is bringing back the joy of sitting around the table and eating together.
Yeah. I think that's a very powerful thing. So why would you call it a crisis? That's dramatic. I mean, I agree with you, but why do you think it is a crisis?
Well, that's what my TEDx talk is all about, the crisis part of it. So maybe I'm going ahead with the conversation. I think our style of life is becoming unhealthy on many levels. We're rushed, we live in this fast lane, we haven't got time to sit and eat and shop on a daily, so we are eating fresh. And I think that's affecting our physical health, but also it's affecting our mental and emotional health because we're just chasing all the time. And I have a big problem with ready meals. Or having said that, with the odd time when I'm busy or I'm not home, my family do or get a ready meal. Very rarely, I have to say. So, but I think that's where we need to bring back the simplicity of food. Because it's affected. If we look at around a mental health problem, at obesity, at anorexia, all those problems that are coming related to the food, but actually they're affecting our social life.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. So I want to get onto your TEDx talk a little bit more. But just on that, before we go on to that, how are people that live in this busy, hectic world that we're in now? How are they supposed to find the time to cook and eat all in this around the same table? That sounds like a mission impossible for a lot of people. Do you have any solutions there?
I don't claim to have a solution, but what I have is suggestion of making a conscious decision to 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 arrange our life in a way. I think the way we work, people working 9 to 5. I don't work 9 to 5. I work longer hours, but not in an office. I think people who work 9 to 5 and by the time you get home, you're so exhausted. You haven't got the energy to cook, to socialize, and to just be you, to be whatever your role is in the family or around you. And that is a crisis. To me, it is a crisis. And I think all what we can do is personally take responsibility for that and focus on how we can, it's all becoming very commercial and it's all about the next holiday. And I think it's no point going on holiday if you come back or divorced or ill because you're exhausted, which is a fact. If you look at the statistic, that is a fact. So it's all about making conscious decision about how we live our life. We all need to work, of course, but prioritizing family time, prioritizing our own time I think we all need to be what is our role in the community, in the family, or wherever we live, to be responsible for that, to allow it, to allow oneself to be a mother, to be a dad, to be a sister, to be whatever our role in the socially. And when you come from work exhausted, you haven't got the energy to even be that. So I think that's where I see the crisis. And what we can do is just conscious decision to do something about it. And I'm not saying ditch the jobs because we have to work, we have to live, but it's where we set what we want to do with what we work.
Yeah, I guess finding the right balance and the right priorities in life is what you're talking about.
Yes.
And yeah, I understand what you're saying as well about having just focusing on a holiday to get through life, just to get to the holiday, whereas it would make much more sense if you could sort your life out so you didn't so desperately need to go on that holiday because you're already feeling quite relaxed, and then you can go on your holiday after. That's really interesting. Is that predominantly what your TEDx talk is about, and can you tell us a bit more about that? How were you approached, and when is it, and what are you going to be talking about?
That's a big question, but I'll try to go through it. First of all, I'm a great networker. I think you know that. I do network a lot. And of course, when you network, you don't always get business from the people you network with, but you get opportunities. And that's one of them. One lady in the area got the license for TEDx, and she heard me talk at networking meetings, and I applied, auditioned, and I got it. Now that's how it came along. I like to catch opportunities when they come my way. I don't think about them. I just go head first, and then I worry and I stress about it after that. So I am stressed, to tell you the truth. But I believe in what I want, in my message, in what I want to say, and my TEDx talk is all about focusing on the social aspect of food. I think we're bombarded by ideas about what to eat, what not to eat, being guilty about we eating this and eating that. And I think it's just too much. We need to go back to sort of basic, simple food, but then in the context of our human basic needs that are nutrition, of course, because we need to live. And the second is the belonging. And food is part of those two.
Very powerful. When and where is it, so the subscribers can come and see you?
I would love that. I would love a full hall, which will freak me out, but I'm willing. I'm up for the challenge. It's on the 9th of October in Frome. I don't think the venue is finalized yet, but it must be in the theater in Frome, as far as I know. I will put it on social media when we got dates.
Well, when you do, let me know, and I'll add it to the information on the video, so anyone who watches it can check you out. So that's fascinating, and what a great opportunity for you. How does your ideology bringing it back to this channel and the Agri-Food Pioneers, and why you're here. I wonder if you could sort of give us your ideas about how this ideology you have, which is so clear, could make a real difference to the environment, to the planet, and to people.
Well, the only word I can think of is simplicity. I think if we focus on eating simple, basic food, I'm not saying basic food, that's mean grass, eating grass, it's eating well, but going back to simple ingredients put together nicely. And my book is full of recipes with 3 ingredients, and everyone who tasted them thought, wow, amazing.
3 ingredients.
4. If you don't count salt and pepper, then yeah, it's 3 ingredients.
So, oh yeah, no, we don't count that. That's just seasoning, right? That's amazing. So yeah, you say simple, and in my head, I think boring and not tasty. But all right, give us an example of one recipe that has 3 ingredients that is going to wow somebody, and that.
I'll tell you what, I've got it here. Where if I can get the page ready. It's have a can of beans. Here we go. Have a can of beans. Yeah. You empty it in a container. You heat the beans however you want to heat them. You crush garlic. You squeeze lemon. You put salt and olive oil. And you have an amazing dish. Tasty, full of protein and flavors. And to add to it, if you like, chop parsley with it. And it's amazing. And that's what it is. Look how many ingredients.
All right, that does look pretty easy, to be fair.
You see?
And tasty.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I'm saying. Look, there is a place for everything. But and what is sort of bothers me sometimes is you go to a supermarket and we're absolutely bombarded by options. It makes the mind lost. It confuses us. And that's where I think we need to go back to simplicity. I'm all up for choices, but then when choices become too much, we end up confused. And then we buy more than what we need because it's tempting, because we can, because we're worth it, because all this nonsense.
Yeah.
And then the waste is unbelievable. And
so
that's
true.
where I think how we can make a difference to our planet, to our economy, actually. If you think how much food is wasted in every fridge and in every household, in every shop, is ridiculous. So if we just go back into buying daily, that's what I'm saying about working less hours or arranging our life. So we do buy fresh. So we buy for what we need for today and tomorrow maybe, and then cook what we need, eat what we need, instead of going and see the trolleys. People fill their trolleys. And I shop for a week and my trolley is full. But I look at other people. I don't think anybody can eat that. You know what I mean? Even if you have six children, you can't eat all of that. So
yeah, absolutely. So how can we take this initiative? This channel is all about making change and supporting new ideas and inspiring people to do things. How can we scale this up so it actually makes a difference to the planet?
Well, it's one person at a time. I don't have I always say jokingly, have to say, when I am Prime Minister of the world, I don't do politics. I have never could understand that. But anyway, I will put in new rules. But of course, that is not a good idea in a way. It doesn't work.
I think you'd be a great Prime Minister.
But not of the world, I'm
world domination, of course, yeah.
Absolutely.
Wafaa world.
It is actually one person at a time, community at a time. And I don't think it's simple, but we need to do it. And the more we are conscious of what we're doing, instead of following trend. That's another thing, Nigel. When we as a human want to belong, and that's what I mentioned about food. It's all about belonging. But we follow trends blindly. And I think we just exceed because we're competing with each other all the time. I want to do what everybody is doing because it's fashionable to do so, without thinking what we're doing and why we're doing it. And I think if we can control that bit, lots of things will be more managed for everyone, for our pockets, for our environment, for the world, for the whole issue.
All right. So I'm sure a lot of people watching this are going to say something like, oh, well, that's all right for you. I'm on a shoestring budget. I can't make ends meet. How am I supposed to eat seasonal, locally produced foods on a budget?
Well, I'll tell you something, and I'm going to put it out there. I'm not flying with money. I'm not floating in money. I do cook on budget, and I do have to think how much I can go. I've got a weekly budget, and I have to fit in it if I like it or not. I think it is possible, and as I said, this recipes that I showed you with another recipe that will make a meal doesn't cost even £3, even if you are 5 of you in the family. So there is ways to do that. And one thing has to be made very clear. I'm all for buying local and fresh, but then the price is not at everyone's reach. But then if you can't buy from a market, that's absolutely fine. The vegetables in the supermarkets are still vegetables, and they are sourced as much as possible. We want to think of closer. So if you can't buy from the market, you can buy from the supermarket, but then you can manage your cost in that way. If the basic of what we eat is cooking fresh, eating a variety of ingredients, that's possible. That is possible. That's not something much to... I think we got lazy when it came to food. We really got lazy. It's easy to go and get fish and chips, which is, I do like it. I'm not against it. I do like it. But what I'm saying is easy, and we become lazy. And I think that's about taking responsibility. And whatever budget we have, we can eat well. I think I lived the war, 20 years of war, and we never were short of good food because whatever was in the shops we bought and we made a meal out of it. So it is possible. It's just about being mindful.
Yeah, I see that. I see the ingredients in that recipe you showed me didn't sound expensive, but sounded delicious.
You can buy a bunch of spinach, even if you buy it from the market for about £4 or £5, or you buy it from a supermarket for £2. That will give you a very good meal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can play to your budgets.
And even in the supermarket, you can see where things are from. You know, if they've been shipped across the world, it kind of makes more sense that that's not going to be as fresh as something that came from this country. So
we have to be careful and look. But what I'm saying, it is within whatever a budget is possible to eat well.
Okay, Wafaa, I think that message has come across really clearly. So what, as a final close, would you like the viewers of this channel to do to help you on your mission? That's generally how I close off these interviews. What changes do you want them to make? How can they help you?
Well, they can help me by being my friends on social media. That's to help me spread the message. That's all what it is. I do put every now and again ridiculously simple recipes. Being very mindful. You know, I've got very small garden. I put 2 beans in the ground, and I've been eating runner beans from them for the last 2 months.
Really?
Yeah. And, you know, and I put my lunch, not because I like to share what I eat every day, but it is, you know, when I think it's something can give people an idea, I do that. So people can follow me on social media. I am on Instagram, on Facebook, and on LinkedIn.
Great. And there they can probably find out about your TEDx talk as well.
Yeah. And, you know, I'm under they can find me under Wafaa Powell or under Dancing Flavours. So either way, you can find me easily on those.
Great. Thanks, Wafaa.
Thanks, Nigel.
Are you an agri-food pioneer? Get in touch now to arrange your interview.